How many times have you gone to use your true wireless earbuds only to find out that they're totally dead? Again. Well, that could all be a thing of the past with the new Creative Outlier Gold, which have the best battery life on a single charge that I've ever seen in budget wireless earbuds and high-end wireless earbuds. So just promise me that you'll watch to the end to find out just how ridiculous that battery life is, okay? Good. As always, make sure you check the affiliate links in the description for the latest prices. But how do they compare to the Creative Outlier Airs that I reviewed recently? Are they worth the upgrade? Well, let's find out. Now, full disclosure before we dive right in, I was gifted these for my honest opinion, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Pros and cons included, with my brutally honest opinion at the end. So, are these a sequel to the Outlier Airs? Well, not exactly. They're simply an upgraded version with a few new bonus features, so sort of think of it like an HD remaster. In this review, we're going to be looking at all of those bonus features to find out if it is worth the £20 or $20 upgrade or not. But before we get started, what are those bonus features exactly? Well, firstly, you can't miss that new champagne gold colorway. Then there's the inclusion of Super Xfire, I will explain that later, and an insane battery life, as you'll see in the test run section of this review. What hasn't changed, however, is USB-C charging, the support of aptX codec, great for minimizing audio-visual latency, an IPX5 waterproof and sweatproof rating, and the same great bass-heavy sound profile. Creative definitely got a lot right the first time round, so I am glad to see a lot of these features returning too. Now, if you've watched my review of the Creative Outlier Airs, you'll know that it was love at first unboxing. That pulsating blue LED which turns red when they're charging, the slide to reveal case that has that cold aluminium feel, and the new champagne gold finish is just the icing on the earbuds. I realise that made no sense, but let's just roll with it. Unfortunately, what hasn't changed is the finicky button controls, which require quite a firm press before registering as a button click. It takes quite a bit of getting used to at first so you don't keep jamming the earbud further into your ear while you're wearing them, so it is a shame that we couldn't get touch controls in the gold version. But overall, unboxing the golds just took me back to how much I loved the Outlier Airs the first time around, and I have to say I absolutely love the gold finish on the actual earbuds themselves against those blue LEDs. Oh, and can anyone guess what your number one gripe was about the Outlier Airs? They only shipped with one set of alternate ear tips. That's pretty poor, right? Fortunately, Creative have resolved that issue and included all of the ear tips you'll need with the Outlier Gold. There, that wasn't so hard, was it? Okay, if you're still watching, then give yourself a pat on the back because you've just made it to the test run section of this review. This is the part where I'll be putting the golds through their paces in terms of battery life, fit, connection reliability, testing audio-visual latency, microphone and sound quality, then giving you guys my brutally honest final thoughts. Oh, and also I'm going to be explaining what on earth Super Xfire is, so sit back, relax, and let's get into it. So why have I been raving about the battery life of these earbuds? 3 words. 14 hours playback. 4 more words on a single charge. No more words. Mic drop, game over. Honestly, find me any budget or high-end wireless earbuds that can offer more than 14 hours playback on a single charge. Oh wait. I guess I should probably continue the video while I'm waiting, because probably be a while. Yep, that's the best battery life on the market, improving on the Outlier Air's 10 hours, which was already a real heavyweight when it comes to longevity. And that's not even to mention the whopping 39 hours of additional playback time provided by the modest 450 mAh case, another huge upgrade over the Airs. In my testing, I achieved around 12 hours of playback on a single charge at 70% volume, which still places the golds in first place for battery life without any close contest. So how's the fit? I'm going to commit to an actual score here for once and say a reserved 7.5 out of 10, which is actually higher than I'd rate the Outlier Airs, having now extensively used them. But wait, the Outlier Golds are identical to the Outlier Airs in shape and size, so how could I rate these higher? Well, that's actually pretty simple. It's because they finally included different size ear tips in the box, and by sizing down the ear tips, this allowed me to get a much better fit than before, which is actually incredibly important considering that the Outlier Golds do protrude out of your ears a little and need that little bit more support than other more compact earbuds. But even with extra ear tips, you just can't beat the fit of more compact earbuds which fit flush with your ear instead of poking out of them, hence why the Outlier's bulky profile don't get full marks from me when it comes to fit. I wouldn't mosh in them, but during your average cardio session, you definitely won't have any issues or problems with them coming loose at all. Thanks to Bluetooth 5.0 and the support of AAC, SBC and aptX codecs, there's very little in the way of audiovisual latency when watching YouTube, Netflix or gaming. It could be a little bit better, but actually it's so minor, it's to the point where it's something less than half a second delay, which is something that you're really not going to notice and it's not going to bug you at all. Connection wise, I found these to be incredibly reliable and it's only been about a week and a half, but so far so good. I'll keep you updated on my social media. Here's a little sample of audio recorded through the Outlier Gold's microphone to demonstrate the call quality. What do you guys think? Make sure you let me know in the comments below. I think it's pretty good actually, just like with the Outlier Airs. Here's a little bit of background noise to see if you can still hear my voice over some annoying noises. This is actually 5 pairs of budget ANC headphones you're hearing, so hopefully you can hear my voice over that. That'll be a future video. And I just want to test each individual earbud. Just make sure there's no horrible earwax on them, which there kind of is, but here we go. Here's each individual earbud, mic test, mic test, mic test, mic test. And now I'm going to test the range of the microphone, so I'll start far away. Mic test, mic test, mic test, mic test, mic test, mic test, mic test. And let's leave the mic test at that. Okay, here's the big one though. It's time to test sound quality. Let's take a listen to a couple of audio samples from the Outlier Gold. So get your own earphones or headphones on and let me know in the comments what you think. As I always say, recording audio from an earbud through a mic and then listening to them through your earbud probably isn't the most reliable way to experience sound quality, so here's my take. As far as I can tell, the sound quality is exactly the same as it was with the Outlier Airs, and that's definitely not a bad thing. But just in case you need a reminder or you haven't watched that video yet, it's basically the same awesome bass boosted maelstrom I loved, with exceptional definition between instruments, vocals and percussion. I have reviewed a lot of True Wireless earbuds since I first reviewed the Outlier Airs, and though other earbuds have come close, these are still the king of the bass boosted profile, closely followed by the Sabat E12s. The main reason they retain their throne is that the bass offers such incredible clarity, even up to high volumes with very little distortion. But what about the mids and highs? Well, now that I've extensively tested so many True Wireless earbuds, it is slightly more clear to me that these earbuds do sacrifice clarity on the highs to achieve that unrivaled bass. The highs often sound just a little bit too heavy on treble, especially when you crank it to higher volumes. The mids, however, are a little quiet against that punchy bass too, but vocals are undeniably crystal clear. Last but not least, I'm sure you're all wondering as well, what on earth is Super Xfire? Well, it's a new feature that wasn't on the Outlier Airs, and in a nutshell, Creative hope to offer us the experience of a dynamic soundstage through enabling this feature through the Super Xfire app that you have to download. That probably sounded really vague or really complicated, so either way, I'm going to break it down just very quickly for you. So instead of music sounding totally static and coming from all directions equally at all times at you, when you enable Super Xfire, instruments sound either closer or further away to you, and vocals tend to sound like you're close to the singer, almost as if you're live in the same room. It sounds pretty good, right? I could go into a full review of Super Xfire, so I'll try and keep this brief. It's a great idea, but it needs more work before I'd ever go near it, being brutally honest. First of all, you can only listen to music through the app, and you can only play tracks that you have natively stored on your phone. And as I use Apple Music and Spotify, I have barely anything stored on my phone these days, so that is a bit of a deal breaker for me. But what gets even worse is that it simply sacrifices way too much sound quality for me to ever go through the effort of using it. As soon as you enable Super Xfire, the sound is stripped of all the bass that makes these earbuds amazing. It totally blows out on treble, and let's just say the effect is cool, but it's far from an improvement in sound quality. I hope that with more work, it could be really something awesome in the future, but for me, it's just not there right now. So that's the test run over, and as promised, here's my brutally honest final thoughts. First of all, even if you never touch Super Xfire, the Outlier Golds are more than worth the $20 upgrade over the Outlier Airs, hands down, just for battery life and the extra ear tips alone. Considering that these earbuds and the case don't even increase in size, this upgrade is a no-brainer. It's amazing value for money and a small price to pay for the best battery life out of any true wireless earbuds I've ever seen ever. And that's not my opinion, that's just on paper. That's just true. Their only weak points are a lack of touch controls, a slightly bulky in-ear profile, and a lack of clarity on those high notes. If you can live with those three minor gripes though, you're looking at unrivaled bass, sick battery life, USB-C charging, great microphone quality, and a pair of the coolest looking earbuds that are yet to be matched by anything else at this price point. Case closed. Again. Now you've watched this video, you might want to check out my original review of the Outlier Airs by clicking this video you see on your screen here, or you can just binge your way through my True Wireless Earbuds playlist by clicking here. So pick one of those and I will see you in the next video.